Hey, happy Tuesday, everybody. Mark again here, Weatherman Plus. Now, we have a chance for a big snowstorm to kick in, dropping potentially feet of snow within the next few days. Plus, we have some severe weather that could be coming, guys, so it's still a little too far to see with HRRR, but right on Thursday, they did update it 3 days from now, some severe weather that can come. We have a marginal, and we have a slight risk going through Houston and eastern Texas, a little bit of western Louisiana, and they are talking about a chance for maybe a few tornadoes. Plus the big snowstorm, because this pattern is going to stay like this, guys, where it's going from the south, going out through the northeast. First storm is going to be rain, but that second one coming through, we are getting a lot of cold air, and it could come through and bring a big snowstorm and maybe another one repeatedly right behind that. So we are in an extreme pattern. But at the same time, you can see we are still going into that above average pattern, guys, where those temperatures are going to stay above average. Matter of fact, if we go all the way to the 14-day, we stay in that pattern. And that's going to make a big difference on what the impacts are going to be on this potentially big snowstorm. Now, I know you all are feeling the temperatures this morning. I've moved from the south and I came up here to Milwaukee. That's where I'm at with my wife. And our highs for today is going to be in the 20s, guys, all across Ohio Valley, Great Lakes, and the Northeast. While it warms up pretty much for everybody else, Rocky Mountains, you will stay in the high 30s. So it's going to be a nice warm up with this, but the wind chills. Our highs for today, where I'm at, is going to be maybe in single-digit wind chills, feels like temperatures. And this is bringing teens across Ohio Valley, Great Lakes, and the Northeast, even single digits in the higher elevations. A lot of nasty wind chills for today. Now remember, as you go until tomorrow morning, coming right back down again, all the freezing temperatures headed straight for Florida. A lot of the country is going to be in this, and the wind chills, once again, is going to be nasty for tomorrow, especially across the same areas as getting it for today. But look in the south, you're going to feel like you're in the 30s across the south, maybe even the 20s. Potentially going by Atlanta, feeling like teen temperature wind chills on Wednesday. It does warm right back up on Wednesday, but you see the freezing conditions still stay in the Northeast. You stay in the 20s. And with the wind chills, it's still going to feel cold for a lot of people that's been in this freezing temperatures for a few days. But now it's going to start changing. We do have the severe weather that is kicking in, and it has turned severe. That's what I'm saying. You got to take literally things 10 days a grain of salt, especially if someone's showing you 30 days or even 600 hours away. This has changed in the last 24 hours. They didn't have anything, and now we have a slight risk and a marginal for severe weather, expecting chances for tornadoes. Now, this is for Thursday, and that's going to go out through the Northeast. That's going to bring rainfall, mostly towards the Northeast, maybe higher elevations of New England. Might see a little bit more snowfall. Then we have that next one coming through as we come through next week, and that's going straight towards the Northeast, bringing a potential snowstorm while we get a lot of cold temperatures at 850 millibar level, snowfall dropping all the way to our ground temperatures being frozen, while we get another trough and come through the upper Midwest, Great Lakes, out through the Northeast as well, bringing a potential snowstorm in the beginning of December. Now I'm going to show you all the latest information and what the potential impacts is from this snowstorm. So first, let's go through the dew points, because those have changed just a little bit. You can see here with the Euro, still too far to see with the HRRR, but you can see you do get a lot of 60s, even some small 70 dew points over here towards southeastern Texas as you go through Thursday evening. And then it carries overnight into Friday over the south, over Louisiana, southern Mississippi, southern Alabama, maybe the Panhandle of Florida. Now, 55 dew points will bring you thunderstorms. But when you have a lot of winds aloft, that's where it starts getting towards severe, starts changing your intensity of these storms. So you can see the latest information on your cape, on your lift, all this food for the storms as you go through Thursday afternoon. A lot of strong cape, a lot of strong lift coming towards Texas as you go through Thursday afternoon. And it gets into the high values, guys, where it could be a lot of convection, a lot of rise in motion of these storms, still showing chances for hail. Then as you carry towards Friday morning and Friday afternoon, it moves a little bit more towards the south and the southeast. Now, this will bring y'all thunderstorms as well. I'm not showing any severe weather for y'all for Friday or for Saturday. It weakens down right after the Thursday. But once again, you can see with your lightning strikes as you go through Thursday morning. You got some lightning strikes Thursday afternoon, you get that daytime heating. Then bam, it starts kicking into a lot of white in this lightning strikes. That is indicative to large hail when you have a lot of white in that lightning strikes. That's a lot of lightning strikes. That's a lot of convection, a lot of lift going on. And it's bringing a lot of chances for large hail as you go through Thursday morning, Thursday at noon, through Thursday evening. Carries into DFW, into Houston. It looks like Houston really has it worse than DFW. And Thursday night, going towards eastern Texas, chance for large hail in western Louisiana and northern Louisiana, all the way towards Lake Charles area. There's a lot of thunderstorms coming through Thursday as well. Then that carries on, look, chances for large hail as you go through Thursday night, Friday morning. And that carries towards southern Mississippi, southern Alabama, and that's where you get some of that beneficial rain. You're in a bad drought, but this is bringing some rain and maybe a second round coming as you go through Saturday. Some more storms brewing up. No severe weather for Friday or Saturday so far. But you can see on your lower level winds with the Euro that just on Thursday, as some storms brew up with all that convection, that you do get a lot of strong winds aloft. And that'll brew up a lot of thunderstorms. And with rotating winds in one direction on the ground, another direction from the system rolling in, because that low pressure builds up right here. And that brings you most severity over the east side of that system. And it just brings all them strong winds where you could get the chances for tornadoes. It might carry into Thursday night, going towards Louisiana, a little bit of Mississippi, maybe Alabama. Chances for some damage and winds. Look how it starts kicking up all the way until Friday morning for the Tennessee, Kentucky Valley as well, bringing the chances for these damage and winds. A lot of strong winds aloft, bringing you thunderstorms, but could bring some damage and winds with that as well. Now that's our first storm. That's all the way to December 2nd. We have multiple storms coming. And you can see this shot here. So you have that first system coming out, bringing all that high winds all the way to the northeast, all the way by this weekend. Then you have that second system coming on in. And remember, this is coming from the northwest. This is bringing a lot of winds from the northwest through the central plains, out through the northeast as well, as we get that next one from December 4th through the 5th. Right on the northeast, bringing some winds with that as well, showing potentially chances for rain, maybe bringing a lot of snow with that as well. But if that does, with all these high winds, it could bring some blizzard warnings with that. As we get another one, a big trough just comes right on in after that. Now that's already getting towards 8-9 days away. Still too far to take serious, but you can see the pattern. We're getting one after another after another. Now, just talking about what we have in the near future, you can see with the Euro starting on Thursday, bringing these thunderstorms all across eastern Texas, and it does bring that low pressure system right into Texas, where you get all that convection building up on the eastern side of it. As it goes through Thursday evening into Friday, that also brings a lot of storms for Louisiana, for Arkansas, northern Mississippi, Tennessee, and Kentucky Valley, northern Alabama, as that goes through the Ohio Valley, the Great Lakes on Friday. And that's bringing your rain into the northeast as you go through this weekend. Remember, that one's offshore. Then you get those storms that's not showing any severe after that, all the way till Saturday. Then you get that next troughing coming on. And that one's coming out all the way to December 4th and December 5th, bringing potentially a lot of snow, feet of snow. And this could be bringing some blizzards with this as well, because it is bringing a lot of high winds. You can see that with the isobars, a lot of tight isobars. Not a lot of it is over land. So far showing somewhere around the Boston, maybe Rhode Island area, but it will update. Right now, we are literally right at 6 days away, guys. But remember, right before this comes in, this is going to trail from the northwest and bring a lot of heavy snow through the northwest, also through the Rocky Mountains, before it finally comes out through the northeast. And we got multiple chances of this happening. So far, there is a chance for severe weather now, and it is only 3 days away, guys. So there is a 5% and there is a 15%. So far, this is your cities and states at risk. Now, you can see here from National Weather Service, they say scattered storms, some severe, will be possible during the day on Thursday, mainly over southeast Texas. But you can also see right here that they say that a relatively early risk of severe storms, including a few tornadoes, appears possible mainly from late morning through mid-afternoon across southeast Texas, while temperatures aloft remain cool and mid-level lapse rates are maximized. We also have an update on the high winds. So now with the storm system moving in, it's going to be multiple storms, guys. This is going to be the second and third storm. So we have a slight risk from the 5th through the 7th. From the third storm coming in from the west coast, all the way from California, all the way to Washington, all the way across towards Montana. We also have it from the 5th through the 6th. From that second storm, the first one's going to be rain. The second storm is the one that's bringing all these high winds and potentially a big snowstorm. But look at the area now that you need to watch out for high winds, guys. You even have it down here for the Gulf of Alaska from the 5th through the 7th. This storm system is bringing a lot of high winds on the way in and the way up. Now, we still got to get closer to see what these impacts would be with HRRR because they're showing maybe some high winds coming with our severe weather. Euro's not showing that. It's not really a big high resolution model. We can see better when we get closer, but there is potentially some high winds coming with that severe weather. I will keep you updated. But you see how it comes in with that first system, that it brings 40s and 50s, even the 60s and higher elevations of high winds. And it's not really super bad all the way down towards Mexico, higher elevations. But then it goes out through the northeast, missing land completely. And then maybe that next storm, the third storm, comes in, might be a little bit more southern, but still missing land completely. Now, once again, GFS sees this, that Weather Prediction Center is saying, a chance for 40, 50 in orange, 60 in a red, chance for high winds to come with this transition, guys, as it brings it all the way across Washington, Oregon, southern Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, Colorado, even Utah getting in on it, and higher elevations of New Mexico and Texas. And all this bright green is all 40s as that transitions across the Tennessee, Kentucky Valley, bringing high 40s and pretty weak offshore. But then that third system comes through and that brings it right on through the south, all the way up towards the northeast, showing a potentially big storm coming later. I will report on this later. It's too far down the road to take seriously. Let's just keep our heads up about that, because that could potentially be bringing some more southern snow if it does dip that low. I will update you, because you can see the latest update as that cool air retracts back all the way to the beginning of December. All that above average temperatures is still kicking in all the way through December 8th, December 10th. It's just sitting there above average, and maybe more above average kicking in as you go through the middle of December and the cold air retracting back further instead of coming in and bringing what we normally get at the end of December, the end of January. And you can see this here in the latest AO Arctic update. The cold air is coming in. Worst one is going to be for today, guys, as it starts retracting back from the 5th and the 6th on that second snowstorm potentially coming to the northeast. But the cold air is going to keep retracting back all the way to the middle of December, and it's going to stay on that pattern potentially as we go into January, guys. A long time of warm above average temperatures. And you can see, like I showed you in the beginning of the video, the next 6 to 10 day temperature outlook, all the way up to the next 14 days, all the way to the 11th of December. Nothing coming, no big time Arctic blast. And you can see with the Euro that as we go into December, a lot of above average temperatures kicking in all the way to the 10th. And then we get a little bit of below average off the East Coast. And then it keeps on moving to the east, guys. A lot of above average temperatures steadily kicking in all the way to the middle of December. Now let's talk about the potential snowfall that's coming out of the first storm. You can see with that severe weather coming on Thursday, you have cooler air aloft. But you can also see that as all this transitions towards the northeast, that very cold air comes in on the second, guys. You still warmer temperatures over the south and the southeast, and it still brings that transition from the southwest all the way towards the Great Lakes, like I've been screaming, with this cooler air. And that's who has the best chance of getting any snow, all the way from the second through the third, through the fourth, and through the fifth. Bring a lot of cold temperatures aloft. A lot of this is reaching the ground, but at the same time, you can see for the northeast, it's been trending that it's not going to be there for you. A lot of y'all are not going to see snow. It's going to be a little too warm. A lot of y'all could potentially see a big blockbuster moving through. So as we check and see what's going on with the Euro, you can see just when your severe weather kicking in, that low pressure does kick in right there in the south, bringing that chance for your severe weather on Thursday. And that goes through the northeast, bringing your rain. Remember, you're not going to get nothing on the first one. The second one comes in from December 1st, bringing a lot of snowpack from Idaho to Montana, Washington, Oregon, all through northern half of Utah and Nevada as well. And that's going to swing through and bring some more rain to the northeast. But at the same time, look at that. This is already right at 6 days. So it's already too far. It will change. If it holds up, I'll be surprised. But so far it's showing it to be too warm for the coast to get a proper major snowstorm like that. It will be the higher elevations. It will not be on the coast, but potentially a lot of snowpack. Also on the northwest, bringing heavy banding for y'all as well as that storm moves through. And then we got another one that's going to be ejecting in after that. But look at the latest update with the Euro. It's looking like what GFS said yesterday. Still bringing a lot of heavy snowpack. So far showing potentially bringing 2 feet. A lot of snowpack towards the northeast. A lot of the main cities is maybe going to get an inch to rainfall, so they're not going to see a lot of it, but it is bringing potentially a lot of snowpack. Maybe an inch going towards Ohio Valley. Just too warm, guys, like GFS has been showing, but for the west, you're going to be getting a lot. All the higher elevations is going to get a lot of snowpack. Now, the GFS sees this big snowpack as well, but it also brings a little bit more towards the upper Midwest, towards the Great Lakes. It's still too far, guys. It's too much of a transition of whether this is coming or not. But I will show you what the ensembles have showed. Now, when you look at the trends, usually the trend is your friend. You can see with the Canadian, it's favoring maybe just like the Euro is showing, but also favoring heavy snowpack, but going a little bit further towards the north. So I definitely think it still will be in the northeast, but I think along the coast, it's just going to be too warm, too much rainfall. It's not going to be snow for y'all. That is the trend. Another update we have, the risk for heavy snow. You have a slight risk on this storm from the 5th through the 7th for the higher elevations of Washington, Oregon, even California, and also for Idaho, western Wyoming, and western Montana. Also for the northeast, you can see it's intercoastal northeast and New England that has a slight risk from the 5th through the 6th for heavy snowfall. And as it goes out through the northeast, look at all this heavy snowpack and all these ensembles. But once again, your control member, your more than likely outcome for the next 10 days is not showing a lot. So as you go 3 days, I will show you all the way till 5 days, all the way till 7 days. Now you go beyond, maybe nothing passing through, guys. Just a little too warm, a little bit too much of a high ridge. We're going above average temperatures. And you can see that shot here also from the mid-Atlantic, showing maybe Pennsylvania could get a good hit. But when you look at the control member, it's not going far at all. Very little bit. All this gray is maybe 1 to 2 inches. But what you do still have is all this heavy rainfall coming. Now, the trend has been shifting further and further to the east, not affecting as much of Louisiana as I would like. But you can see for the next 3 days with Weather Prediction Center, all this pink is going towards 2 inches. And you see how it's a little bit heavier for southwestern Louisiana. 2 more days, when you go 5 days, you see the storms carry across the southeast. Now, there is some flash flooding out for that. Now, just 2 more days. This always changes from 5 to 7 days. You see how the orange has shifted. It was showing Louisiana, southern Mississippi. Now it's going across southern Mississippi, Alabama, Panhandle, Florida, into Georgia, potentially going into South Carolina. All this orange is all going 5 to 7 inches. Very dangerous amount. And look up here for the northwest. Washington, Oregon, and Northern California. Higher elevations, a lot of snowpack coming out of this. But for the coast, that yellow is going towards 10 and 12 inches of potential being rainfall. And this is coming within a 2-day period. Very dangerous amount, guys. So trying to see what this transition is, you can see what National Weather Service model for the next 72 hours all the way until 6 a.m. on Friday. The amount of rainfall that is coming. This is coming through DFW, all the way through Houston, eastern Texas, eastern Oklahoma, southern Missouri, all through Arkansas, southern Illinois, and Louisiana. Not really hitting the New Orleans region and not really hitting southern Mississippi yet. This is within the next 3 days. Now, this is what Euro has for the next 3 days, a very lighter amount of compared to National Weather Service, showing it's actually going to take 4 days to get around what National Weather Service is showing will come in 3 days. But he says you go 4 or 5 days out, then maybe some more builds up for southern Louisiana, goes right along southern Mississippi, right along Alabama, Georgia, all the other places that do need this rainfall. That will come later. That will come when it gets around 4 or 5 days. then that will start adding up for y'all as well. Then going out through the Northeast, potentially bringing rain and snow from what I can see, guys. A lot of this along the coast is going to be rainfall. But for everyone else that potentially is going to be getting that snowfall, you could see a major snowstorm coming out of that, bringing potentially a foot or more. At the same time, a lot of heavy precipitation just in the next 6 days come across Washington, Oregon, and Northern California as well. So as we take a look over in that direction, you can see the amount of rainfall that is coming, and maybe some more coming after that, after we keep going. But let's just keep it for the next 6 days. Just try and keep somewhat accuracy on this video of what's going on. And you can see with the snowpack that it is bringing a lot. Feet of snow to the higher elevations in the Cascades. A lot of snowfall coming to the Northwest and New England. Now this rainfall keeps shifting. So when I look just within the next 7, 8, 10 days, which will change, you can see that it's just all over the place. So when we look at a control member, this is what we're seeing this morning. Southeastern Texas, going across central and southern Louisiana, central, southern Mississippi, going higher and higher up Alabama, Georgia, upstate South Carolina, and North Carolina, and the panhandle of Florida. All this big, heavy wetness coming in within the next potentially 7 to 10 days. I'm seeing this coming within the next 5 to 7 days. And once again, you can see why I am ecstatic about this rainfall coming. It is coming exactly where we need it. So starting on Thursday, it has changed, guys. It has updated. You do have the risk for flash flooding. This is for Thursday. All this green and gives you a chance for flash flooding on Thursday. Now, as you go through Friday, it's going to stay along the southern side, mostly for New Orleans and the southern half. You see right where I showed you in the ensembles where that rainfall is coming. And it's going to stay there for Saturday as well, guys. So Friday and Saturday for the southeast and Thursday for the central plains and south. But don't let these storms go by slightly what is happening over here. You can see that we're already getting some warnings going out for what's going on. And we're getting looks like a squall line warning over here. Yeah, we're getting a squall line warning, 20 miles per hour winds, and all these storms is bringing 36 miles per hour winds over here for West Virginia, bringing 49 miles per hour winds. They got a lot of warnings coming out with this, and a lot of snow squall warnings you got to watch out for as well. Ohio, bringing 31 miles per hour winds. You need to watch out for all these high winds coming with these little bannings of this lake effect snow, because it is going to be for a bit, guys, all the way till Wednesday on that. Thank you again for your time, everybody. I hope this has helped you understand what's coming around the corner. It's not looking like a big blockbuster snowstorm. Potentially can come. It depends how warm these temperatures come with this snowstorm, whether it comes during daytime hours or overnight temperatures. I will keep you updated. Make sure you click the bell so you get all the latest updates. I appreciate y'all time. Before you go, Psalm 67, 1 through 7. God, be merciful unto us, and bless us, and cause his face to shine upon us, Selah. That thy way may be known upon earth, thy saving health among all nations. Let the people praise thee, O God. Let all the people praise thee. O let the nations be glad and sing for joy, for thou shalt judge the people righteously, and govern the nations upon earth, Selah. Let the people praise thee, O God. Let all the people praise thee. Then shall the earth yield her increase, and God, even our own God, shall bless us. God shall bless us, and all the ends of the earth shall fear him. Amen. Have a great day, everybody. Remember, all glory always goes to God, our Father in heaven, Yahweh. And I hope he always keeps you safe every single day of your life. You and your families, and forever. Amen. Hallelujah. Amen. Have a great day, everybody. I'll see you again in the morning.